Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Friday, January 31st, 2025. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes. The Royal St. Christopher and the Nevis Police Force is investigating the discovery of deceased individuals on a vessel. The St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force Coast Guard base received a report of a vessel drifting southwest of Nevis between the hours of 11 a.m. and noon on Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. The Defence Force responded accordingly and towed the vessel to the Coast Guard base on St. Kitts, where it was dry docked to facilitate further investigation. Upon arrival, police officers observed a total of 19 deceased persons on board. Initial assessments indicate that the vessel had been at sea for a lengthy period based on their advanced stages of decomposition. All occupants were determined to have been deceased before the vessel's entering St. Kitts and Nevis territorial waters. Further, identification documents found aboard suggest that some deceased individuals originated from Mali, West Africa. The police force is working diligently to confirm their identities and to understand the circumstances that led to this unfortunate situation. The scene was processed by the crime scene unit and some items of evidential value were collected. Investigations are ongoing and updates will be appropriately provided as information becomes available. The police urge anyone with additional information regarding this incident to contact the nearest police station. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis has introduced stronger fines and penalties for motorists who violate the country's traffic laws. The stricter penalties came into effect with the passing of the Vehicles and Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2025 during the January 30th sitting of the National Assembly. The bill was moved by Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence True.
Reckless and dangerous driving fines have been increased to $6,000 to $8,000, with repeat offenders facing up to $20,000 in fines and imprisonment. Careless driving fines have doubled, reaching $8,000 for causing bodily injury, with repeat offenders facing up to $10,000 in fines and imprisonment. Driving under the influence of alcohol or any substance that alters your judgment will now carry a fine of up to $10,000 for first offenses and $20,000 for repeat offenses with longer imprisonment terms. Causing death by dangerous driving now carries a maximum penalty of 10 years, while causing death by careless driving carries up to 6 years, Madam Speaker. This is serious because persons cannot just be careless and just result in the loss of life, and then you walk in the street without any penalty to send a message that we will not accept the loss of life due to carelessness and recklessness and irresponsibility.
Prime Minister Drew announced that cameras at the various traffic lights will now facilitate the introduction of an automated ticketing system. A new public reporting system will allow citizens to submit dashcam or video footage of reckless driving. Video evidence can be submitted anonymously, and if that evidence leads to conviction, the individual may be eligible to receive a monetary reward of up to $5,000.
Dashcams will be duty-free. So if you want to bring in your dashcam, it will be duty-free, and it will make it easier for our citizens to install them and report dangerous drivers.
To ensure the safety of infants and young children, the government has also made child car seats duty-free.
The other thing I want to bring forward, Madam Speaker, is that children in vehicles, in front seat, the children, there is a law as to where the children should sit in a vehicle, when they should be in a seat, a child seat, or when they should use a booster seat, and when they should be using a seat belt, Madam Speaker. And I want to submit today that I would implement at the hospital that before any mother leaves the hospital and they own a vehicle, that they need to show the evidence of their child's car seat. And they need to be educated, just like they're educated on how to feed, to breastfeed, to use to change pampers, to do this when you get your vaccination and so forth. They also need to know how to carry their children safely in their cars. Child car seats will be duty-free Madam Speaker, duty-free, making them more affordable and therefore prevalent. They will be duty-free, Madam Speaker. And failure to use a child car seat in your car would result in a fine of up to $500.
Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew. A statement issued by the government of St. Kitts and Nevis says while new developments suggest more than 1.4 million nationals of various countries are expected to be repatriated to their homelands, and this includes the 68 nationals of St. Kitts and Nevis, the government is mindful that the repatriation process begins with official communication from the sending country. As such, St. Kitts and Nevis awaits such official communication. At the same time, St. Kitts and Nevis will not turn its back on any of its nationals and will make its best efforts to resettle its people in the lands of their birth. Each son and daughter of the Federation has the skills and talents that can serve the advancement of St. Kitts and Nevis' sustainable island state. St. Kitts and Nevis will do its part to ensure that its nationals will always have a place in the Federation, the statement says. Still to come, temporary closure at 2 schools in response to cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease. The details after this break.
The people of Nevis have long remained connected to the gifts nature has bestowed. As an ambassador of this majestic island, it is my duty to encourage my people to nurture, preserve, and protect what makes us unique as a people and strong as a country.
This one is dedicated to my lovely little island.
Welcome back. A notice from the Department of Education says, acting on the advice of health officials, the department informs the public of the temporary closure of the St. John's Preschool as well as Grade 1 of the Charlestown Primary School. The closure will be for 10 days and is a precautionary measure in response to confirmed cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease. During this time, comprehensive sanitization of the affected facilities will be conducted to ensure a safe and healthy environment for the students and staff upon their return. The Department of Education reminds parents and guardians to keep children who are unwell at home. This practice is critical in reducing the spread of illness and ensuring the health and well-being of all. Meantime, Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Mark Brantley, has also called on parents to be responsible as the Ministry of Health combats the outbreak of the hand, foot, and mouth disease.
There is, ladies and gentlemen, currently an outbreak, I'm sad to say, of hand, foot, and mouth disease in the Federation. In Nevis, we have had 32 known cases, 19 males and 13 females. The symptoms include fever, mouth sores, and rash on hands, feet, and sometimes buttocks. When we find children who are tested positive, we send them home. We ask their parents to try to isolate them at home, and they are only reintegrated into the school population once they've been cleared by our medical team. Having said that, members of the press, members of the public know that I have always implored our people to be responsible. And I was quite dismayed to have reports that some parents, even knowing that their children have this disease, have nevertheless sent their child to school. And their argument is that they have no one to keep the child. I am saying to you that your child is your responsibility. And to send your sick child back to school to potentially infect other children is irresponsible behavior. So I invite our parents, please, to be responsible as we combat this outbreak together.
The Ministry of Health advises the public to adopt strict hygiene practices to minimize the spread of hand, foot, and mouth disease. Routine cleaning and sanitization are crucial. The use of bleach-based cleaning products is strongly recommended for disinfecting services and shared items such as toys and furniture. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, thank you for viewing. Have an enjoyable weekend. I'm Donis Wilkinson Keynes.